Widely held belief says Austrian rifles succeed on heritage alone. Documented engineering records tell a different story. Manufacturers replaced fragile sear-blocking safeties with hand-cocking systems built to survive alpine drops. Barrel forging methods, receiver metallurgy, and locking geometry rarely make it into mainstream coverage. One rifle on this list traces its lineage back more than a century, built by hand in a workshop that still breaks open its action the old way. Let's get into it. Rank 5 on this list is the Rössler Titan 6, built by Rössler in Kufstein, Austria. This rifle matters because it proves switch barrel modularity does not require sacrificing carry weight. Rössler engineered the receiver around 6 symmetrical locking lugs, arranged in 2 rows of 3. A multi-screw clamping system lets hunters swap between short, standard, and magnum cartridges on a single receiver. Here is what most people miss about this gun. The 6-lug bolt never locks into the receiver itself. Lockup happens inside the barrel extension, which means the outer housing barely experiences firing stress. That single engineering decision let Rössler strip the receiver down to a lightweight shell without compromising magnum pressure safety. In carbon trim, the Titan 6 weighs 5.72 pounds, just over 2 pounds lighter than the Steyr Monobloc 7.8 pounds. Bolt rotation completes in 60 degrees, matching the cycling speed of most 3-lug systems on the market. The factory trigger breaks at 630 grams on its lightest adjustable setting, tuned for precision shot placement. This modular approach does sacrifice the total rigidity of a monolithic forged action. That trade-off matters most under repeated hard drops or extreme cold, less so during a standard mountain stalk. Rössler designed the Titan 6 as a lightweight, multi-caliber platform built for high-altitude carry, not for magazine capacity or rapid fire. Up next, a rifle that abandons rotating lugs entirely in favor of a locking system that expands outward instead. Rank 4 on this list is the Strasser RS-14 Evolution, a straight-pull rifle built for hunters who refuse to compromise on cycling speed. This platform matters because it solves a problem bolt-action rifles have struggled with for over a century: fast follow-up shots without breaking cheek weld. Strasser engineered a patented radial element bolt that locks directly into the barrel extension rather than relying on rotating lugs. Here is the engineering decision that changed everything. Pushing the bolt handle forward expands 4 radial locking elements outward, a full 360 degrees, into internal locking grooves. This design distributes locking force evenly around the entire circumference of the chamber, instead of concentrating it at 2 or 3 contact points. The BEX barrel exchange system lets hunters swap barrels across 26 distinct chamberings, using an onboard hex tool and a hydraulic clamp lever. Standard weight runs 6.6 pounds in unique carbon trim, lighter than the Steyr Monobloc 7.8 pounds. The modular trigger offers 3 adjustable weight settings: 800 grams, 1,000 grams, and 1,300 grams, each treated with diamond-like carbon coating to reduce friction. That radial locking system adds mechanical complexity compared to a simple rotating bolt. This trade-off matters less once a hunter learns the platform, since the straight pull motion becomes second nature after a few range sessions. Strasser built the RS-14 Evolution for driven hunts and multi-continent expeditions, requiring rapid caliber changes, not for hunters who prioritize mechanical simplicity above all else. Up next, a rifle that pairs old-world walnut craftsmanship with a safety system that decocks itself automatically. Rank 3 on this list is the Steyr SM-12, a rifle that proves traditional gunsmithing and modern safety engineering are not mutually exclusive. This platform matters because it targets hunters who want classic European styling without giving up drop-safe operation. Steyr built the SM-12 on its safe bolt system, using a 4-lug bolt arranged in 2 rows of 2 that locks directly behind the chamber. Here is what most people miss about this gun. If a hunter decocks the rifle while the trigger sits in hair trigger mode, the mechanism automatically resets the set trigger back to standard safe position. That single detail eliminates a common accidental discharge risk found in older single-set trigger designs, without requiring the hunter to remember an extra manual step. The cold hammer-forged barrel uses Steyr's optimized barrel profile with spiral fluting, cutting weight while preserving rigidity. Walnut half-stock configuration weighs 7.5 pounds, close to the Rössler Titan 6's 6.8 pounds in walnut trim. The direct trigger breaks at 1 pound 11 ounces, tuned for a crisp release without excessive take-up. Magazine capacity runs 4 rounds plus 1 chambered in standard calibers. That fixed action size limits caliber switching compared to the modular platforms already covered. This trade-off matters far less for hunters who commit to a single caliber for years at a time, which describes most traditional stalking hunters. Steyr designed the SM-12 for hunters who value heritage walnut craftsmanship paired with dependable field safety, not for rapid caliber conversion. Up next, a rifle that abandons the threaded barrel joint completely in favor of one uninterrupted piece of forged steel. Rank 2 on this list is the Steyr Monobloc, a rifle that represents a fundamental shift in how bolt-action receivers get built. This platform matters because it eliminates a weak point every traditional bolt gun shares, the threaded junction between barrel and receiver. Steyr forges the barrel and receiver as a single piece from a solid billet of steel, cold hammer forged into one uninterrupted structure. Here is the engineering decision that changed everything. Removing the threaded joint eliminates the harmonic flex and zero shift that comes from thermal expansion or repeated impact during rugged terrain. In the limited ARMAD variant, Steyr uses 32 chrome molybdenum 12-10 steel, the same alloy specification used in forging main battle tank cannons. That material choice delivers extreme tensile resilience under sustained firing conditions most hunting rifles never approach. The action cycles on a 3-lug bolt with a 60-degree throw, guided by dual integrated ribs that prevent binding during rapid cycling. Weight ranges from 7.8 pounds up to 8.4 pounds, depending on barrel contour, heavier than the Strasser RS-14 Evolution's 6.6 pounds in carbon trim. The removable direct trigger breaks between 700 and 800 grams, with a set trigger option dropping to 200 grams. Magazine capacity holds 4 rounds plus 1 chambered in standard calibers. That monolithic construction locks the rifle to a fixed caliber platform, since the barrel cannot be swapped without replacing the entire action. This trade-off matters little for hunters who commit to one caliber permanently, but it rules out the international multi-species flexibility other platforms offer. Steyr designed the monobloc for hunters who prioritize absolute mechanical rigidity above modularity, not for rapid caliber conversion. Up next, a rifle that trades bolt cycling entirely for a mechanism that breaks open by hand. You have waited long enough. Here it is. Rank 1 on this list is the Johann Fanzoj Kipplauf KB1, a break-action single-shot rifle built by hand in Ferlach, Austria. This rifle matters because it represents a different engineering philosophy entirely, one built on mechanical simplicity and craftsmanship rather than magazine capacity or rapid cycling. Johann Fanzoj has operated as a family gun-making firm for more than a century, and the Kipplauf platform carries that heritage directly into its modern titanium and carbon fiber variants. The action centers on a round body design with an underlever or side lever opener, secured by what Fanzoj calls the Kipplauf lock. This tilting block mechanism was engineered for exceptional precision and durability, paired with a safety thumb cocking system that keeps the firing mechanism uncocked until the hunter chooses to fire. A direct adjustable trigger completes the mechanism, built for a clean, consistent release, shot after shot. Here is what most people miss about this gun. The titanium alloy version of the action, used in the KB1 titanium carbon configuration, cuts total rifle weight by roughly 45% compared to an identical rifle built in traditional wood and steel. That weight reduction comes without sacrificing the strength needed to handle modern high-pressure hunting cartridges. Since titanium offers a favorable strength-to-weight ratio that steel cannot match at the same mass. Unlike the Steyr Monobloc's forged one-piece rigidity or the Rössler Titan 6's six-lug rotating bolt, the Kipplauf abandons the repeating action altogether in favor of a break-open single-shot design, trading follow-up shot speed for mechanical simplicity and reduced weight. Interchangeable barrels allow the same action to accept multiple calibers, a form of modularity that predates the switch barrel bolt systems covered earlier on this list by generations. This rifle earns the top spot not through raw numbers, but through the combination of handcrafted precision, material innovation, and a mechanical lineage that connects directly to the earliest days of Austrian gunmaking. Modern Austrian rifle making splits into two proven paths: modular bolt-action platforms built for rapid caliber changes and handcrafted break-action designs built on mechanical simplicity and material innovation. Both approaches solve real engineering problems for hunters in the field. Which matters more to you, a rifle that adapts to 26 calibers, or one built by hand with a lineage stretching back more than a century? Leave your answer in the comments below. This video is presented for educational and historical purposes only. Nothing here constitutes a recommendation to purchase, modify, or operate any firearm discussed. Subscribe for more documentary-style breakdowns built on verified engineering research, manufacturing history, and documented technological development.